hope you're at least okay. Today is a Wednesday. It's gonna be a shorter day. I feel kind of bad about it, but I told you, I warned you. This this Wednesday is gonna be kind of short, and then we're gonna see what happens on the weekend. I don't know. I'm thinking because I'm mildly addicted to not even mildly. I'm super addicted to Hollow Knight that I might just carve out a long part of my day so I can play it. It's so good. I can't help it. And there's no cooking. Isn't that weird? It feels weird to me. Salam alaikum. Hi. How are you? How are you? Hi, Ollie. No, thank you. Oh, I don't know. I know. Andrew's not here. Chill out. Yeah, you're okay. Ollie says hi. How are you? Did you see Charlie Kirk got fucking scoped? We don't know if he was scoped or if he was shot like close range. Apparently, no one's in custody, so we think he might have gotten scoped. Aliens here. Hi. How are you? I don't even know what to say. It's so cursed. I honestly am Charlie Kirk. He's the dude who's like Turning Point USA. But here's the thing. Literal fucking state representatives can get stalked and fucking shot in their own fucking homes, but because they're left leaning, no one, like, people talked about it, but no one gave a shit. And I'm gonna be low key fucking pissed if everyone makes Charlie Kirk a fucking martyr. Like, what the fuck? That's just my opinion on it. I don't know if anyone's like said that so far, but that's my tea. That's what I have to say about it. Because what the fuck? What the actual fuck? Yeah, but Charlie Kirk, he literally got shot, which, I mean, it is an insane day, but he literally got shot as he was trying to talk about, like, how he was answering a question about transgender people and mass shootings or public shootings. And then he just got scoped. And there's so much footage of it. And people are like, oh. And I'm just like, yeah. I don't even know what to say. Gun violence is a little bit more scary nowadays than it used to be. It's been coming up a lot more. But yeah. I don't know. I was just like, holy fuck. And I was like actually home. So the minute the news broke, Andrew messaged me and I put a TikTok up and then I was like, ah shit. Because I'm like doing some stuff like IRL stuff where I can't post about that. So I was like, fuck, I have to like pull it back. But what I do on stream is pretty much okay. For the most part. But yeah, it's been a crazy fucking day. Sarah Lee says, saw the body of someone who jumped off their balcony today and saw that online. Like, what the fuck? I know! There's been so much gore, and the girl getting fucking stabbed, there's just footage of that everywhere. Like, that footage is just, people are posting it everywhere online. And, like, her just being, like, bleeding out and shit. And I'm just like, you know? Tanner says he got shot, he died. Yeah. Yeah, he's dead. Like, dead. And he was shot in Utah. Hi, George. Like, conservative home territory. It's wild. Capital W, wild. I've been sitting here just like, whoa, what the fuck? I know, Tanner, what the fuck is right? Stresses me out. It's like, man, gun threats are starting to become more popular, and it's honestly like, and there was a school shooting in Chicago, or not Chicago, pardon me, Colorado today too. Yeah. Mr. Alien says, Alien. I'm gonna call you Alien on stream, by the way. Sad world we live in, period. People are insane. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know. I'm like kind of in shock about it, honestly. George said, I was just watching that on the news. Crazy shit going on today. Yeah, and like Poland, this like happened last night, like right as I stopped streaming. Actually, no, I ended stream early. Right? That was last night, and then I had to like come home. No, that was Monday. No, it was like right after I got off stream. And then that like aired, and I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. And now there's just lots of shootings and stuff, and I have to like go do more public things, and I'm just like, it's good because a lot of the public facing things I was doing, I'm kind of I'm going back into more behind the scenes stuff, which is nice because that shit freaks me out. Freaks me out a lot. And I've already gotten people like, yeah, it's just not fun, you know? But it is crazy. It is crazy. So we're like on the brink of World War III, I guess. People are just shooting everybody right now, and then everything's going crazy. And it's like one of those things where it's just kind of like, stay inside, don't go anywhere. But then you have like, there's like prior commitments and stuff, and it just stresses me out, man. It just stresses me out. So I'm just like, ooh. I'm just like, damn, this is why I like didn't go anywhere for a while. But what do? You know? Do you carry too? Like, is that what you're supposed to do? Like, carry and then, you know, do stuff like that or what? I don't fucking know. It's just, oh yeah, I can only be here for like 30 minutes today. Just so you guys know. Tanner says it's absolutely crazy. Yeah. It is absolutely crazy. George says protests in France are getting crazy too. Yeah, there's protests in Nepal, France. There's some protests going on in Germany right now too. Do you know anything about that, Tanner? I saw some of that. The ones in France make sense because, you know, they like ousted their fucking prime minister and their parliament's like going crazy. Which makes sense because France's government's kind of like low key designed to like do stuff. But yeah, Alien says I'm going to carry after today. Things don't feel safe. Yeah. Dog, you live in Texas. Everyone carries there. The problem is, it's like people, it's like hindsight's always 2020. Like people don't understand what's wrong until afterwards. And then they're all like, I woulda, coulda, shoulda done this or whatever, but that never really helps anything. So you're just kind of fucked. I don't know. I've been getting on my workplaces about that. I've been like, hey, like, we need better security in case something happens, because it stresses me out. Like, where I am, yeah, it's just not. It's not fun. And then like people are just like not working anymore because of how stressed they are about it. It's just not fun. It's not fun. Do you work in person, Alien, or not? Because this is why I started doing remote work. Well, not why, but like why I did a lot of remote work for a while. Because I was just like really freaked out about a lot of that stuff. Because, you know, when you work in places and you see a lot of shit and then people just don't even care about it, you're like, okay. It just makes you not feel safe. But I feel like America's just kind of like that most of the time. It's not super safe here because no one wants to do anything about gun control or gun safety like that. So yeah, yeah, you do. Yeah, be careful. I mean, you're more in like an office setting, so that helps a lot. Be a lot safer and stuff. But yeah, it's just it is crazy. Type 2 says, hi Josie, all caps, hi Type 2. You came in at great timing. Amazing timing today. Oh, Bixby left. I feel like I should know till I point this way, but because it's like kind of, camera stuff. Blah, blah, blah. George says, I know you take public transportation a lot. Please keep an eye on who's around you at all times. Yeah, I've been doing that more. I've been trying to like get like drive more and like Uber and stuff like that because it's been stressing me out, especially when I'm going to certain places because transportation can get kind of iffy there. Yeah, Nebraska, I don't know. I feel like we're probably gonna have a big shooting eventually, and then people are gonna freak out about it. But we've been really lucky where like everything that's happened here has been not super, like there's been no fatalities and stuff like that. People have just like brought weapons where they shouldn't have, stuff like that. But it'll happen eventually, and that shit stresses me out. I don't want to be there. Well, I mean, we had a shooting at like the mall once, but we everything that happens here just like never makes like national news for the most part, unless it's like our like federal legislatives, or legislature members. Type 2 says crazy day, huh? I got nothing done after like 1 p.m. I know. I know. I had like a really stressful meeting and then I got home and I had to like start doing work stuff. And then Andrew's like, guess what? And I'm like, ah, fuck. It was like immediately. We all got like the notification. I was like, shit. Like I saw he was shot, but I didn't like see the footage, till later on. And that's just like fucking on TikTok or on like Twitter and shit like that. Like no censorship, nothing. Like you can just see it. I'm just like, damn. Damn. It feels like the old Wild West of the internet lately. Like where you can just go on a platform and you just get gore. Just fucking gore everywhere. And I mean, oh, stresses me out. Gun control is really important. And I feel like more conservatives are going to start getting targeted, you know? And when that happens, I don't know if they're going to start focusing on gun control at all. We'll have to see. So far, it's just been more like thoughts and prayers shit until the next one in like half a year. And then it'll just become more and more after that. And things start getting like worse. Fucking crazy. I keep like my brain just keeps thinking about like that clip of the is it the Prime Minister of Nepal? I don't know if he was like the Prime Minister or like the banking dude who was literally like forced, like he was stripped down of his office clothes and he was forced to like go down the river. Yeah, Tanner says really bad news no matter which Democratic side you are, I guess. Yeah. Anarchists are like, hell yeah. George says, yeah, I live in a quiet corner of my state. A car chase on the I-95 is about it for us, yeah. It's crazy. I think people, like, after COVID for a bit, people are like, oh yeah, public spaces are, like, more okay, that sort of thing. But educational spaces have been targeted the most. I don't know why. Over other places, but now that it's starting to be more like open spaces, it stresses me out. Like I work in some event planning and event organization, and that's something that we have to plan for when we have large scale events with like thousands of people, and it's like open to the public. And when you have situations where that sort of thing happens, the police aren't necessarily there to actually protect the people from violence. They're there to help like address the violence once it happens. The police can't really do anything besides be like a visual deterrent. That's it, and be like crowd control if something bad happens. They don't really do a lot because by the time something bad happens, like, it's already, like, planned out to the point where, you can't really do anything about it. They're, like, when you're an officer, like, you do anything where you're doing, like, rescue relief or whatever, you're trained to prioritize your safety before anyone else. And because you're supposed to protect people, so you're not necessarily most of the time going to put yourself in the line of fire to do stuff. Most cops are trained to not do that. People don't really understand that. So it's like, you can have any amount of security, you can have any amount of people, and you can do whatever the fuck that you think to prevent it, but the only thing that's actually going to prevent it is fucking gun control. And that's all that's going to help it. Like, literally, that's it. And you can go back to what we were talking about last week with the mayor of Chicago or the governor of Illinois and, the leader of their county, like the Chicago County. You can go all the way back to that discussion that we had where they had a press conference and they're talking about how gun control is almost pointless for them because people will still traffic it in from red states. So they can do whatever they want to manage stuff in their state, but they still can't prevent people from purchasing weapons easily in red states. So it's so hard to manage it and it's so hard to navigate. So it's like, you can do everything. You can even get like bulletproof fucking glass in front of you and people will still find a way if it's available to them. And that's kind of like, it's a scary thought to have, in my opinion. Because what do you do? Like, and when you're part of that planning, like, I understand because I have to help plan events of people, like with people, that amount of people, thousands of people. And like navigating the volunteers and navigating like the police services or like security or whatever you have, there's only so much you can do. Like, that is something that they tell you when they're there to help. They're like, if something were to happen, we're just there for like damage control. That's it. And the public does not understand that. Like, you go, and it makes me nervous to go to events, but like, it's like there's nothing you can do about it besides just be like, well, okay, because that's just how it is. And that's my 2 cents in it. Especially like a heated event like that, like, it's fucking crazy. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard. And people go to public events and they, I don't know, there's like this idea that you're like indestructible, but people definitely aren't. It's like, oh, it can't happen to me, but yeah, it most definitely can. Sodium says Utah of all places. It makes sense. It just makes sense. Like, people, it doesn't matter where you are because people have this like false sense of security on their quote unquote home turf. So conservatives, when they're in a red state, they're going to be like, nothing bad is going to happen to me here. Nothing bad's going to happen to me here. And they don't take the same precautions they would in other places when it comes to security details, not being in super open spaces and that sort of thing, making sure things are more confined, like having like whatever. They don't take the same amount of preventatives because they perceive themselves to be safe. And that's obviously not the case. And it's gonna make it an easier target every single time. Well, that's not me trying to be like an asshole. It's just me trying to be honest. The comfort is what makes them an easy target. So, but yeah. Like, literally, like, it's just how it goes. Sorry. I don't know. I don't see a lot of people talking about that side of it. And I feel like it's important to mention that because it is like you get once in a blue moon, you know? There's something, there's a yay, someone was safe story, but it's always damage control. Almost always damage control. Sodium says Greta was targeted too, sorta. Yeah, the flotilla in Tunisia. Yeah. That was really fucked up. And then Tanisha was like, oh, it wasn't that bad. It was just an explosion. I don't know if they announced or acknowledged that it was a drone strike or that it was like a projectile that hit them eventually. Because there's footage of it. So I'll have to wait and see. Oh, wait, there's Siri. I know. I love him. He's so cute. Sorry if I made your phones go off. He's so cute. Oh, boop, 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 boop. My phone went off. Anyways, sorry for like being a bummer. It's just I feel like people need to understand that because they don't. And sorry to be a buzzkill. I've been doing like large scale public events and part of organizing, and like I grew up doing it, and now I do it like as an adult because once you know how to do it, you're just like, people are like, oh, here you go, and they don't know what to do, so then they give it to you, and they're like, I know that you know, and yeah. Tanner says, no, this is a big, huge deal, bro. I'm not even surprised, though. Like, I feel, I'm actually surprised about how big everyone is making it. Like, it's on every major news outlet. Like, everyone's talking about it, like, all that stuff. And to me, this just makes sense. I'm just like, yeah, of course that shit was gonna happen. It's, like, inevitable. I don't know, not trying to be, like, a bitch, but, like, that's what's gonna happen. If you, like, whatever. I've already said my whole spiel about that. George says all public figures can be a target. Yeah. Just as, like, any, not trying to insert, like, paranoia or whatever, but, like, any civilian can also be a target. And it's usually not even about you. It's about the person who's doing the thing and they don't like what you're doing, or there's some switch that, like, fucking flicks in their head that they're like, yep, I'm gonna do it now. And then they do it. It's like an instantaneous thing. It's usually when people do, I'm not going to get like too, I feel like it's important to say actually, but when people do acts of violence to this scale or any act of violence, they're not usually all there. Like they're literally, it's like a moment to moment thing and they live moment to moment. And then in that moment, they feel like doing the thing and they lack the impulse control to not do it, so they just do it. It's just a buildup, you know? Sodium says Pelosi's husband was attacked nearest to me, the hammer attack. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's gonna become more and more common. If the quality or standard of living here in America keeps decreasing, you're gonna see more and more and more of this. And it's very interesting to me because no matter, like what I said about policing before, this is why I'm not like super pro police. This is the main fucking reason, and I talk about it all the time. The main reason why police aren't like effective and don't really matter that much is because they are not preventative, they are damage control. They're there to clean up after something bad happens. In school shootings, very rarely do police go in and try to actually get an assailant. They wait for them to come out or self-commit, like basically off themselves. They're not even like, they are reactive in situations where their lives are in danger, but they are trained to protect themselves over others. It's not like military training, where in the military you're conditioned to protect the country or protect other people. Like you are the sacrificial thing. Policing is not like that. In policing, you are not sacrificial. You are not. That is why I don't have a lot of respect for police officers, because they view themselves to be enforcers of the law, an extension of the judicial system, where they take people into custody so they can be tried. And no part of that, like in that process, are they actually going to be preventative forces, which is why people are like, all cops are bastards, or like ACAB, or fucking, literally just like dismantling the police, because the police are not preventative. They don't do anything, you know? Anyways, Sodium says, can't blame a guy for self-preservation. Well, when you're a public servant and you boast about how cops are supposed to protect people and stuff like that, and they're literally trained not to, they're trained in self-preservation first, because they're viewed to be more responders. Like, cops are responders, not, like, investigators. They're not, they honestly are first responders. Just, they are. They're a different type of first responder than like an EMT, which is like someone who would be in an ambulance, or a fucking firefighter. But police are first responders. First responders are there for damage control. That is it. So the reality is, if you have public events or anything, it is up to the institution that's holding the event or the venue itself to ensure that people are safe and that there is proper, like, just, I don't know, proper precautions taken to prevent this from happening. So there's been parades that I've worked at, or very large-scale events where there are, like, tens of thousands of people there. And they will literally have it in a controlled location where people have to go, like, every entrance is basically, like, closed off, and you have to go through, literally, like, what is it called? Like a metal machine, you know, like basically like a gun machine. You go through it, they test, there's like magnets and stuff, and they make sure that you don't have any weapons on you, and you have to show your belongings. Like, I have worked events like that. I have also worked events where it is so willy-nilly, and they do not even have any protection for people whatsoever, and things start escalating. If there's a fight or something happens, they do not care. They literally do not care. History by, hi History by, can't wait for this to be pinned on trans people in some way. They were literally talking about mass shootings and trans people, like, right before he got shot. Which is absolutely insane to me, but also is, like, comedic justice, in my opinion, because, like, you know, you fuck around, you find out, like, you're gonna, like, I don't know. It's honestly partially on the university why things escalated to this point. And people are not going to say that. They're going to be like, oh, it's a tragedy, oh, it's a tragedy. They literally held it in an open space where so many people had access to him, made it so he was basically like a focal point, which makes sense, like in a theater setting too. But it was too open, not enough regulations, and that's why it happened. It literally made it so easy for it to happen. But people are, and yes, gun control obviously is the main thing that you need to focus on, but cops can't do anything. Yeah. History says he's going to become a conservative martyr, which is going to suck even more than him just being alive and spreading hateful rhetoric. Yeah. I saw that BBC, and even, like, I think it was NBC News or whatever, they were doing, I think, like, a 10-minute, like, 5-10-minute piece about how he's close friends with, like, Donald Trump's kids, and they all, like, go way back or whatever, and they have, like, all those connections. I think because he's close to the Trump administration, or at least a lot of people within the Trump administration, they're going to try to spin it that way. But I don't think it's going to go as well as they think it is, because no matter what they do, they can blame it on the institution itself. But the reason why the institutions have to take that level of precautions is because of access to guns that shouldn't exist at that level, you know? So they're going to have to address that again. And it's just going to keep being their own people that are going to have to deal with the damage of what they're doing. And it's just going to keep escalating. A chaotic cis stretch. I probably should. Yeah, it's just not really good. It's been really bad for, like, a while, you know? And it's just, I'm not saying, like, tons of people are going to get shot and, like, everyone's going to be, like, murdered or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to point out that, like, it's something that, I'm not trying to make you paranoid either, just so you know, but it's something that's easily exploitable. It easily is. Because people are going to be like, oh, well, that won't happen here, that won't happen here, and they don't plan ahead. And because they don't plan ahead, things just get like worse and worse and worse, and it just escalates more and more and more. And that's not good. Because, like I said before, when you are in your home turf or home territory, you're not going to be protecting yourself unless you feel that something is going to happen to you. And now they might care a bit more, but honestly, the more, I'm not going to lie, it sounds really fucking shitty to say, but for the Conservative Party and MAGA, the more martyrs they have, the better victimhood messaging they can have. Hi, Yosef. Hello, hello. But yeah, they're really going to push that. Like, a lot. History says, TBH, it might sound rude, but I really don't care that he died. I just care that this is going to be pinned on most likely minority group, because that's what the far right targets the majority of the time. That's true. And then there's going to be stronger gun restrictions on the minorities. Yeah, they're already talking about banning, like, guns for trans people. That's been, like, up for discussion for a while. And Trump and a lot of, like, his campaign people or whatever have been, like, openly speaking about that. I don't know how far they're going to go with that, but I think after today it might be more of a discussion, or at least it'll come back up in a while. It really depends on the target of this guy. I guess it says, yeah, this is the first time I feel proud that I'm Tunisian. Wait, why? How so, Yosef? Tell me. But also, we're talking about Charlie Kirk and all that crazy stuff. I do have to go soon. So, I probably got about, like, 10 more minutes at most. Just so you know. History says probably not far because it's a clear violation of amendment rights. Oh, it's been crazy. It's been, the Constitution stuff has been crazy. Yusuf says, bro, you didn't hear what happened in these past 2 days in Tunisia? Just open Instagram. Did you, like, send me some stuff? Let's see. Are you talking about Greta? Alright. Bro, what are you talking about? Homie, tell me. The boats that went from Spain and are on their way to Gaza, they came to Tunisia first, and they were bombed twice in Tunisia. Why would you be proud of that, bro? What the fuck? Don't make me ban you. Don't make me fucking ban you. Alright, correct yourself. Please explain. History says, surely, yeah, I'm laughing because I'm so shocked right now. Please don't be bad. Yeah. History says surely they won't support it if they're clear. Oh no, they're proud that they're not American. No, let Yosef explain. I'm giving him grace. I want to understand. Because words are hard. Yosef says then thousands of people went right there after the bombing and manifested it. What do you mean? Sodium says the author Salman Rushdie was shanked in the eye not too long ago on a speaking stage in New York City. That's true. Yosef says, bro, I'm not joking. And Sodium says people out of their minds. I know. Well, like I said, if people don't have a lot of rights, and if people don't have a lot of, a good quality of life, like, if you're in a country and you see that your quality of life is constantly on the decline, you're going to be more inclined to act out. And if you see that there is no hope, and you view that there is going to be no future for yourself, then martyrdom is, like, a next step for a lot of people. Oh wait, I'll send you a reel and so please, it's historical, you have to watch it. Okay. I can only be here for, like, literally 4 more minutes, and then I have to go. So I probably won't be able to watch it on stream, just so you know. But I will also be back here again tomorrow, just so you're aware. But yeah, things are just gonna get crazy. Tanner says, even debate can be annoying sometimes, it's just words. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like, debating people? Please explain. Please elaborate. Please explain. No, it's fucking horrible. But it's what happens. And things are just gonna keep escalating in the next like 10 or so years. It's probably gonna peak in about 4 or 5 years after the next election, or during that election cycle. That's when things are gonna peak IMO. I think it's the end of the election cycle because there's gonna be a lot of like Trump or MAGA is gonna really try super fucking hard to hold on to power, and if it doesn't go back to like left leaning, people are gonna not lose their shit or whatever, but people are gonna start having more protests, and it's gonna. I think it'll even be before then it'll escalate. That's just my perspective. Do I think that they're gonna be forced down a river? Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. You can take the public school curriculums. What do you mean? Oh, why people aren't very educated on that stuff? Oh, Tanner says it's just words, no justification for hurting. For hurting each other. Like I said, if people feel like they're cornered, they're gonna lash out. People feel like there's a possibility that there's nothing left for them coming up, they're gonna lash out. That's just how it goes. Things will just continue to escalate and escalate if people feel like they're being cornered. Like a dog, I don't know, like a wild dog, right? Is normally going to leave you alone. Like if you just like a street dog. But if you corner that dog or cat, they're more likely to attack you because they're cornered and they're trying to defend themselves. And they see no other option besides using physical aggression. People are the same way. And most of the time, the trap or entrapment is not physical, it is primarily psychological. And that's kind of like what fucks with people the most. Just so you know. So, like, you don't have to worry about people feeling physically trapped, you have to worry about them feeling mentally trapped. Because if people can't get out of that, they get aggressive. They either point it outwards or they point it inwards. And they're just fucked. Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay, I get what you mean, Yosef. I get what you mean, yes. So you're being positive about it. Okay, that's good. That makes me happy. I also agree with the flotilla. I'm very happy about the flotilla too. I have been like mildly concerned about them too because I don't want them to get hurt. And it is 44 countries. That's what I thought. We were talking about this yesterday. And you got like wait. I gotta be sure. Okay. It's not bad. That's actually really good. It makes me happy. I'm so nervous about it. I was talking to my friends about it earlier today, and I was like, holy crap. And when I was at work, my coworkers were like, oh, the flotilla. And then one of my coworkers, he's like a little weird, and I just don't talk to him because I don't really like him much. He was making jokes about it, and everyone just kind of looked at him. And then he just kind of walked away. So that was good. That was good. He's been shunned by the workplace a little bit for his bad takes on it. But yeah. It is really good. I'm very proud of you, Yosef. I'm actually really happy that Tunisia is making more news because it's a beautiful country. There's a girl who, this is like off topic, but because, you know, Tunisia is really big on people's feeds, more people are getting more content about it. But there was a girl who actually went to Tunisia instead of like someplace like in Southern Europe. And it's actually, I think she should have had a good time if she actually wandered around and stuff, but she chose not to. She was freaking out. So he says too nice. Oh yeah, no, I mean, I want to yell at him, but I've already like, he doesn't talk to me because I've kind of like called him a scumbag and stuff, but like in a kind way, so it's okay. He was just like, well, why don't you want to talk to me? And I'm like, I don't know, you don't talk about anything interesting enough, and most of what you tell me is usually really, like, derogatory towards people, so I don't really value your opinion. And then he was like, well, you should, and I was like, then give me something to value, and then he just didn't really talk to me, but I didn't mean to be mean, it just came off as really mean. Fuck, anyways, no, too nice France, oh, yeah. He also said the porks that they were able to scare us were literally minutes after the bombing. Thousands of us went there to just say we're not afraid. Hell yeah, Yosef! Yeah, that mistake. Too nice. I guess she didn't get it. Yeah. Oh, too nice, France. Oh, that's what you mean. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. I know. Tunis, France. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know a lot about French stuff. Eventually, when I go there, I'm probably going to have a good time. Well, it will take some time, you know. Give me some time, and then I'll go. I gotta work my way up there, baby. Hopefully they're not a war. That'd be so sad. I'd love to live in. I don't really want to live in France unless it's like the south of France, you know? I just like the Mediterranean. I just think it's neat. I've always liked it. Yosef says, yeah, two girls booked a flight to Tunis, but they were mistakenly, and they ended up in Tunisia. Yeah. Or Tunis. Yeah. I mean, I would have loved to have been there, honestly. I would have been like, keep me there for a couple of days. Like, I would have delayed things because it's so pretty. It's just like, that's like such a good problem to have. Isn't that where Tatooine is at? Or where it was filmed? That'd be such a vibe. It might be. I think it's in North Africa. But I don't know if it's Tunisia. Ah, shit. I got like a lecture I gotta go to. I'm still gonna do cooking stream. I promise, chat. Big hops. Good job. Good job. I almost called you Goose Goose. I guess if you got two moons there, it'd be so cool. Isn't it two suns? I low-key have like a Tatooine-based background too. Look, he has like the reflective eyes right now. Okay, wait, Yosef says, let me give you the fun part of the bombing that happened yesterday. After hearing the drones above us and seeing the bomb, the Tunisian forces said that the flame was caused by a cigarette. That's what I was like talking about earlier. Like literally, as we started stream, I was like, didn't they say it was just like nothing? Like they wouldn't acknowledge that it was like a bomb or a drone. Was it a drone? Or was it a bomb? It looked like a drone. Where there was just like, yo, what the fuck? This is better than what I have to go do, honestly. Damn, guys. I gotta go. It's like 40 minutes. I was only supposed to shoot for 30 minutes. Fuck. Bro, I got too scared and I stopped smoking. I believe what my country says. What's happening in the world makes me want to smoke again, y'all. Like, I go to the gas station for shit and I'm like, cigarette? Give cigarette? I'm like, cigarettes make you. They make you wrinkle faster, though. That's like the vibe. That's why I don't want it. I have to appeal to my own vanity, you know? I have to be like, I don't want to be an old lady with wrinkles. So, I'm so ashamed of myself, chat. Anyways, sorry for taking too long. No, don't even apologize. Send me more updates if you get like any cool stuff. See you tomorrow. I will be back here tomorrow. It's late for you, sir. It's late for all you Euro boys and gals and non-binaries, and I should just say Euro people. It's late for all you Euro people and North Africans, because technically you're not. I should go. I will see y'all later. So, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I really do enjoy just covering like news stuff instead of going super deep into history all the time. I think we will if it's relevant. I think that'll be fun. But sometimes I get like, and I just kind of like doing it in my own time sometimes, you know? But then talking to you helps me remember it better, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. So sleep well, stay safe, stay alive, and